All right. Another day, another life. Let's go. I finished the Bible from cover to cover, and here's one thing I didn't expect myself out of myself, and I want to talk about it today. And it's very important for us to do so because I know for a fact that the thing completing the Bible wasn't even in my like list of the things I wanted to do or the things I thought I could accomplish. I'll just be real with you, right? Um, a lot of times I tend to think that I am inconsistent, and I tend to think that there are things that I just, I can't complete because, well, I think, in my opinion, well, I don't know if I'm this humble opinion, which is invalid opinion at this point, but in my opinion, I'm very inconsistent, and I need somebody to hold me accountable to do the things I need to do, which I think everybody does, but at different levels. So me completing the Bible from cover to cover actually taught me something about what I think about me. Now, we all know, well, if you don't know, our identity is the most important thing that matters, right? Um, when God says you are a new creation, uh, He's talking about you're a whole new person. You're a whole new identity. Like you become a whole new person when you accept Christ. He doesn't just say you start doing things differently, you start thinking differently. You're a whole new person, right? So our identity has a lot to do with the way we perceive ourselves. Now, with that being said, um, identity also is the one thing that the enemy likes to hunt on when you're doing something great for the kingdom. For example, when I was a few weeks back. We just launched a church 2 weeks ago. A few weeks back, I was going through a process of prepping it and being the leader in the ministry, inside the kids ministry. And there was one point I thought to myself, like, am I really capable of doing this? Like, am I even a leader? Like, I think I did something really small. I think something wrong, like really small. And it's like, am I really a leader? Am I really capable of doing this? And as soon as I thought about that, I'm like, that's not God challenging me anymore. This is an attack on my identity. I didn't get appointed as leader because I know somebody, um, because of some favoritism or something like that, right? I didn't get appointed as a leader because somebody thought, oh, this guy looks like one. This guy thinks, he's all that. So let's just make sure he's all that. And yeah. Anyway, I got to this position because I've been working in ministry for 2 years and I'm prepared for it. Um, when things unexpected come up, I know how to handle it. I've seen enough of these situations to know how to handle it. And launching a whole new campus is obviously there's going to be a lot of work. A lot of people look at you for making decisions, all that stuff. I've done that, right? I've had track records of doing that. So, an a doubt in my identity at that moment is not something that come from God. God's not challenging me to do this, to think about my identity. It's the enemy attacking on my identity so he can stop me from doing what is right for the kingdom. Okay, so all that stuff happened. Same thing with reading the Bible. I never thought I could finish it. I never thought I'd complete one. Okay, so this is my other one. My wife bought me this for Christmas. This is a journaling Bible. I'm starting this next. Previous to this, I finished the whole entire thing. Like this thing's not thin. In high school, I couldn't even finish 5 pages of Great Gatsby. I couldn't finish 3 pages of like Huckleberry Finn without start dozing off and stuff, getting bored. Right now, I finished this whole book. Yeah, it took me years, sure. Like it took a long time. Couple, I think this is. Let me see how many pages. It says 2,000 pages. 2,000 pages, right? There's no like um annotations or like things like that. You just with a little. It's literally the whole thing with a little side journal. right next to it, right? 2,000 pages finished in a year. I can even finish a 100-page book in 2 months, right? Um, just to think about that, like that's crazy to me. To think that for me to go out there and finish this thing, it challenged my identity, of course. It challenged the way that I see myself, because that's not how God saw me. And we continue to see the way that we see ourselves. Obviously, it's not going to be what God has planned for us, but also God has so much more for us. But we gotta get out there and start challenging ourselves, start challenging our beliefs and the way we see ourselves, our identity, for who we think we are, not who God think we are. So at the end of the day, we do things that are challenging, not because we want to challenge ourselves, but because God has already placed an identity on us. So these challenging things are just pulling that little bit of you out every single challenge, one at a time, for you to start to realize what you think about yourself is not what God thinking about yourself, or what you think about yourself reinforces what God think about you. And the things that you have in between your ears right here, the things you have in there might not be true, might not be real, because the perception that you have is not the same as the perception that our Lord has for us. Adam and Eve were created to be perfect beings, and there's a reason why they could be that. But because of their shortcomings and because of that fruit that they ate, we have collected all of that, call it sin, but really just all that disobedience, right? And now the serpent, which is our enemy, is continuing to prey on us, on our identity, because when Adam and Eve, um, when Adam and Eve were in the garden, they really say you are this, right? That's what the serpent said. Did they say you are ABC? Did they say you can't do that, right? Um. So anyway, challenge myself, finish the Bible. The biggest thing I learned about myself: I am not who I think I am. I am who God think I am, and I have to understand that, and I have to go seek that, um, through the things that we do, through the words that we read, through these type of conversations we have. I've been, I just started like last couple of days. It was my first handwritten essay. I've been typing a lot, right? And typing is cool, but something about putting pen to paper really help us reinforce our learning, reinforce our thinking, and it helped me understand that there's a lot more layers to who I am and how we think. But if we don't write it down, it's kind of like we can only think the basic layer, because we have to slow down our thinking in order for us to think deeper. That's a whole different topic. We can talk about that. But I do believe it is our diligence that when we do the things that God asks us to do, is when we can find out what, who, more like who we are through God's eyes. So hope that's blessed you. Um, hope you make something out of this, and I hope you like it. If you like it, give me a like. Give me a like if you haven't subscribed yet. If you want to hear more content about finance, purpose, mindset, and faith, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.